record. Hey, I'm recording. Listen. Hey, tell me about the time when I just got that book on Kabbalah, the 777 book, and I was asleep. And then I woke up to you being like, what the fuck? And you said the headphones flew off the shelf and hit the as if someone threw them, like, and they hit your guitar. Remember that?
Yeah.
Describe that. We'll put this on the podcast.
You talking about when the headphones and everything flew off the shelf and stuff and hit the guitar, and then it just fell down and stuff. But it was like a symbolic message and stuff, just tuning in, and everything was like, man, this shit is weird. And then you just start having like visions and stuff, and then you
Yeah,
just start like tripping, and then you got up, you start putting on your little frankincense and all that stuff, and then you know you was back in your zone.
bro. Yeah, because I remember waking up. So remember when I woke up, because I woke up slightly when you reacted. You were like, what the fuck? I woke up and I went back to sleep. And then in the morning, I was like, hey, yo, was I tripping or did you say what the fuck? And then remember, you were like, bro, your shit flew off the shelf and hit my guitar. And I was like, bro, that's
Yeah.
trippy. Cause I had a dream that I was at the old house with Cameron and all the doors in the kitchen and the cupboards were opening and closing like it was like a haunting, like a poltergeist in the house.
No, you was thinking like as if it was your grandmother. Remember? Because the fire and all that stuff. You was
Yeah.
like, man, my grandmother is trying to send me a message or something. And
Bro,
so you was like tripping, and then you were like, man, my grandmother's trying to talk to me. And then all of a sudden you start talking about your granddad. And when you start talking about your granddad, you was like, man, this motherfucker just disappeared. And by him just like disappearing and stuff, and then like all of a sudden he just came back. But
yeah.
you was like, bro, my granddad, bro, nobody don't know what's going on with him. And
Yeah.
then like years and years later, all of a sudden you get out there, you meet your grandfather, mom's meet grandfather, and like everybody, the family is like devastated.
Yeah. You know, it's
You feel
crazy.
me?
He ended up dying a year later after he came back and exonerated himself, turned himself in with statutes of limitations. He died. Like
Yeah.
it's like he came back, made peace, and then went back and died. Literally like that next year.
But you gotta understand, you and I know when people come back like that, they don't want everybody just to be written off. And the way he left everybody was bad. So he already had to make amends, but he couldn't do that time and all that stuff. You feel me? So he had to leave. Then when he
Yeah.
came back and messed everybody's lives up, he didn't really mess everybody's lives up. It just brought everything back to reality. And then
Yeah.
it is like left a lot of questions unanswered. So
Yeah.
what he tried to do is answer the questions the best way he can by showing up. But he
Yeah.
already knew he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole time, you the main one who kept talking about him was like, man, my grandfather. And so
Right.
when you start writing your book and all that stuff, you was bringing him back to give the answers.
No, God, it's like summoning them through the mind.
Yeah, it's the mind, but it was the energy. You put too much energy and pretty much resonated and brought him back to the family.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, a lot of stuff was going on with moms and stuff, and then it just everything wasn't working out. And then plus, when he came back, you know, mom even more crushed.
Yeah.
And then you was like, man, I love my moms and I love my moms and all that stuff, but it was just too real, man.
No,
But you
real
gave
talk.
her her answer, but moms couldn't accept it because you know pops left her. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then you know she raised all y'all and stuff, and you and your dad and all that stuff. He did a good job and he did the best thing he could, but us as men, we can only do what we can while we can and the way we understand things. Other than
Yep.
that, we don't know nothing, but this is our best right now.
Yeah.
Everything in the moment is our best. Everybody can say what if and all that stuff. That what if don't get nobody nowhere because there's a person out there right now putting foot to the ground right now, ground and pound.
Yeah.
And right then and there, that's like pollen. It's like he's seizing everything right then and there. But as we look for our future and all that stuff, only thing we trying to do is better ourselves to be a better person.
Yeah.
And it takes time for that. And
Absolutely.
sometimes you could run and hit it head on, but bro, nobody had all the answers.
No.
So only thing we did in that cell is probably pretty much cope and re-heal and re-strategize so we can have a better, pretty much target and how we gonna lead to be successful or change the outlook of our pretty much narrate. We narrated our whole different life, structure everything.
It's wild because it's like you say, it's like we put a mental and spiritual map through the imagination and concentrating on putting it on paper, putting realization to it, putting words, putting language, putting emotion through the language. It's like creating that mediumship to create a map of what transpired and what we could take from it rather than allowing it to take from us. So it's like we created enough space for what happened to us to not just cope, but to be in control of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
creates that
Everybody
space.
is playing behind the ball.
Yeah, but
Everybody's playing it behind the ball. We were trying to get in front of the ball.
exactly. Did you watch him yet with Marlon Wayans? Did they
Huh?
play that? Did they play him
No.
with Marlon Wayans?
No.
Nigga,
No.
that's what. Hey, once they drop that on the movie channel, watch that. That
Yeah.
movie is fucking. It's some shit that we was writing, bro. Like it's trippy. It's fucking trippy. But hey,
I'm not going to
describe.
lie to you.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, where when we was in there popping that stuff and recreating the world and looking at it from a whole different perspective to where we was the strategy. I mean, we had the strategy and the analogy, the narrative, and dictate, and to pull what we want in life and what we didn't want. And we was accepting all that within the energy and at the same time chanting every week, playing at the class and all that stuff, and it was just number energy. And
Yeah,
so at the same time, we created space where we could grow. And
yeah,
at the same time we was growing, it was like everybody else didn't understand, but they respected. So now when we look around, that's all we see. Only thing we see is acknowledgement and appreciation. And
right.
so it's like everybody wanted that, but therefore, just because nobody else took the time out to develop it, nobody understand it, but they appreciate it. It's like we know them brothers over there doing good and they structuring themselves. Everybody love the structure, love the brotherly love, big brother, little brother. You feel me? And
Yeah,
we carried it like a family, but everything was through family. But we pretty much relied on each other to pretty much like haul one another through it.
yeah,
In other
absolutely,
words, a
absolutely.
person could say one thing about you and not me get it back to where now I got to go see what he's talking about. And then at the
Absolutely.
same time, these are the same individuals that will not man up or tell you pretty much repeat what was said.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, now we chasing ghosts. You go out there and you find out what's real when you ask, "Hey, bro, what'd you say?" And then how many times you got to show your fangs before you realize, bro,
It's
fangs
not even
ain't
worth
nothing,
it.
bro.
It ain't
It
even
ain't even
worth it.
worth it.
It ain't even worth putting the
You about to
energy
play,
or the awareness
right?
into somebody else's low frequency, into somebody's lack of good intentions. You know, like
It's
they
not even low
nobody
frequency. They don't have
nobody
a sense of direction.
right. And they don't have the good intentions to just mind their business and to not and
Right.
to not acknowledge or speak on things that truly don't concern them, you know? And that's like
But
people externalizing their pain. Like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this, or I'm gonna scrutinize and cause drama, stir it over here because internally I can't cope. I'm dwelling, so I need to escape from my dwelling. So I'm gonna shift my energy. I'm gonna shift my focus over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
but you and I
that's
know
it's a disease. I think truly that's a mental disease that
it is.
that
It's
they
a
don't
sickness.
that the doctors in the medical industry and academia, they don't give enough credit. There needs lack of accountability and lack of minding your business should be a diagnosis. and
Bro,
and the lack
that
of
is the
looking
truth.
within and the lack of looking within and creating that map and creating that space to understand self, man, that needs to be a diagnosis, 100%. They quick to give a
I'm not
motherfucker
gonna lie.
ADHD and depression, but they need to give these haters something too. You know what I mean?
Listen, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I really believe the world is so far in advance that they already incorporated that in the time. Everything they put in and already laced it when they started off with the medication, right? They pretty much knew the outcome was gonna be so far outlandish that it ain't no answer. So now you got everybody scared of their own shadows, and everybody is so scared that they can't trust nobody. But it's like, how can you not trust nobody when there's no value to nothing?
Man, man,
You trying to
it's an
tell me
illusion. It's an
right?
illusion.
You
They
in the
stuck in
absence of
illusion.
time, bro. Right.
They're caring about something that is so temporary.
But they
Y'all
started
caring
off with
about.
the news.
Oh man, oh man. Hey, hold on. So
Once they
before
realized they could scare you by a bluff tactic, they knew they had you.
real talk.
Only thing they had to do is just give you some medication and say it's a good just because it's over the counter. And the whole time they was just pretty much sabotaging your whole future so you could self destruct. Everybody who do medication right now self
Mm-hmm.
destruct because they can't take the pressure. If they couldn't take the pressure without the drug and then they find out to get on some drugs, they blow their minds. They blowing their
Mm-hmm.
minds right now. You can't even talk to nobody right now that tell you they can give you an exact answer right now. It's a very few. So right now we running around here like the truth. Anybody
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna you gonna look at right now, you can't even talk to them. You can't even have a real conversation with nobody. And
Yeah.
then, motherfucker, I gotta call you because everybody else, I'm looking like, bro, I can't continue to do this, bro. This is
Yeah.
hurting me.
No, real
Everybody
talk.
you look at, you hurt, bro, because nobody is saying nothing real.
Mm-hmm.
It all goes back to karma. It all goes back. Only thing different now is transitioning way more. It's not years and years later you're gonna see it. You seeing it right now in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see stuff in front of you, bro, that's just like when people move to the units. Okay, now I have to deal with him, but you know him way better than who he really is at a distance.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because
And you
that's
watch
their
him
way
unravel.
that's the way they cope with reality. Anybody can tell you
Right,
something up front. They can tell you, man, I'm with you, I'm gonna ride with you. But once
bro.
they start to deal with the world and how they go about that, the character, when everyone's watching, they always say, no, who you are is who you are behind closed doors. Absolutely not. Who you are is who you are
Right,
under pressure. That's who you are.
right.
That's who
That's
you
why
are.
they tell you the pressure is what makes the best. Bring
Yes.
out the best in everybody.
Sure. Don't get me wrong. Who you are behind closed doors is especially when it comes to discipline. But beyond
Man,
discipline,
I promise you.
as
True.
far as sense of self, as far as who you portray yourself to be, who you portray yourself to be is how you handle pressure. That's how you
Yes,
know who you are,
yes,
not what you are. What you
yes,
are is behind closed doors. Who you are is what those moments, those
yes.
recall moments where you got to recall and play off of your instincts and play off of your subconscious. Yeah, you got to recall
Right.
what really needs to be done, not recall to go sell in, but recall who you are. Yeah, yeah,
Bro, that's
summon
why it's
that
meant
right
to be
back.
tested. Listen, test, retest, and retest it. But
Yep.
everything else is just really a walkthrough.
Hold
Because
on.
if you
So,
know who you
so
fucking with,
yeah,
and once you know who you got in your corner and what y'all doing, every time it's gonna be right. Because
yeah,
they're gonna continue to run, regardless of what it is. They're gonna run the same pattern every time. So you don't have no other thing but to expect the same thing every time. And just so happen he's still sharpening his skills up. And as long as he's still hungry and trying to generate, he aiming high.
yeah,
It gets so high now, you have no friends to hang out with.
yeah.
Everywhere you go, everybody gonna make it seem like, oh man, he ain't cool, he ain't that, because they can't relate.
Exactly.
Because you're not talking about nobody what they relate to right now. And now they
Nope.
want to say, hey bro, you're a weirdo, or hey man, you ain't cool. Because you can't relate, I ain't cool.
Exactly. And my
And
best
then,
way of relating is just by shutting up.
bro, you can't listen. What I realize is this: if they ain't who they are before they get to you, bro, you can't change them or make them better. Their decision is already made. If you tell them anything positive, it get a little bit, their head get too big. You
Yeah,
tell them anything negative, they going to find a reason to hate you for no apparent reason.
yeah.
Where can you win at?
You can't. To lose, lose.
Okay, then. So your best thing is to let him decipher his own situation out so he can help build himself. You could
Absolutely.
give a person false dream and hopes, but they can't manifest nothing out of it if it ain't them.
Yep. It has to come within. It's not on you, it's in you. I could put
Right,
everything on you. I could put the game on you, but if it ain't in you, then it don't
right,
even matter.
bro.
So
It's
so
different levels to this stuff.
so so to go back on the esoteric and the spiritual encounter, describe those moments that you used to speak upon when you were younger and you would pray and your those thoughts that you would come out that you would put out would be true, and how you would hold your moms in front of the TV with the Christian infomercials playing. Describe those.
So my thing was this. It was simple. If your parents teach the kid anything, right? They have somewhere where they can go where they want you to believe in something that they don't believe in. But at the same time, they don't want to believe in it, but they feel they know that it's good because it's a spirit. So therefore, I sat her down in front of the same thing she was teaching me, and it didn't resurrect with her.
Yeah,
It didn't.
yeah.
And so therefore, I kept doing it, and she kept doing what she was doing, to where I wound up talking to the spirits. When I wound up talking to the spirits, because off the spirits, you will want something done so you could have a better situation. I talk to the spirits, bro. I promise you. What not? I talk to the spirits. I told the spirits straight up. Hey, man, I love my mama, whatever. She keep going to the streets. Do something to her so she won't go to the streets. God did something to her to where now she looked at me for the rest of her life and blamed me. To where now I know God is real. The
Hmm.
spirits is real. You
Hmm.
can't play with them spirits and think that they not real. They are real. You ask for something, you shall receive. You might not get it the way you want to or how you want it, but everything you ask for is a different outcome on the other side.
Hmm.
And I suffered a lifetime behind it, so I had to stay in the fire and dwell with her the whole time.
Hmm. Didn't give up.
And
Because your intention,
no,
the intention behind it wasn't hostile. It wasn't something
no,
evil. You had
no,
loving
it was
intentions.
good.
You wanted her to grow. You wanted her to change. You wanted her to transcend, as they say, turn a new leaf. So the intention, the
Right,
magic you put into it was good.
right. It
And
was, it was
and
what it
and, and you
actually was.
kept
It was innocent. I was
and
innocent.
yeah,
I didn't know what to ask for. I didn't know. Only thing I know that it was supposed to be good,
yeah.
but it was the most hurtful thing ever,
How
and I
old were
had to
you at
sit
that
there
time?
and witness it. Huh?
How old were you at that time?
What? 8,
8 years
9?
old? That's power.
Yeah.
That's power.
And then I had to walk around and look for her to make sure she was still
Yeah,
alive.
yeah.
So therefore, it was just like, this is mine. No matter what, I'm gonna ride with her no matter what.
Right.
Regardless if she got bullet holes, regardless if she could walk, regardless of what it is, mom's is okay because God said it was okay.
Yeah.
And the spirit world, pretty much, I had to go to the spirit world because God wasn't who He was saying He was.
Right. Right.
God
Right.
was God was a monster as well as an angel.
Ooh
You
wee.
can't go to a demon
Ooh wee.
and ask for the
That's
same
facts.
thing and
That's
expect something
facts.
good and bad.
That's fact. That's fact. Because it's so crazy. It's like you can play with demons and then believe in God. Like that's an oxymoron in
Right,
itself. Damn, I had to turn to the
right,
demon. I had to turn to the dark side and go through so much turmoil and pain. But out on the end,
right,
I realized there is a creator. There is a loving force. Amongst all
right.
this madness, there is graciousness. Like it's bro,
Listen,
it's heavy. Nigga. It's heavy. But a
listen,
lot of motherfuckers don't
listen.
struggle. A lot of motherfuckers don't struggle enough to have that connection with with the creator and with the spirit realm to
Listen.
understand that all this shit works in synchronicity. All of it.
Right. It's all
All of it.
energy.
It
It's
all works
all
in
energy.
synchronicity.
It's so bad with the synchronicity that every time anything ever happened for me that was good, I did my worst for anything good to happen. It
Hmm.
bribes me in order to believe that something was good. And then when I do my good, I tolerate, I accept, I find complacement in a place I don't know where I need to be.
Right.
So now you gotta sometimes go back, tap back into yourself.
Yeah.
Now I got that drawing board. I got that space. That space helps everything build.
Yeah.
I'm not only the person in the picture no more. I'm narrating the picture. I know the outcome. I know everything that's coming and not.
Yeah.
Now I'm not even the game player. I
Mm.
am the game.
Right.
And with the game is GameGod.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can only last and you can only make it and see. I went to death. I went to losing my life to being pretty much just seeing it. And I understand everything from every angle.
And that
When somebody say pain,
that's the
they don't
principle.
know. They don't understand.
Absolutely.
I seen the whole 360.
The pain
I
is
know
what
where I'm going.
the pain gave you that active principle that you said, that spiritual principle of creativity,
Right.
of
That's
being a
why I had to
creator.
go to the spirit world.
That's the
I went to go see the devil.
that's the
I went
game.
out there to talk to God.
You just gave the game. You just gave the life game right there. Is that you are
Yeah.
either the creator of flow or you're the subject to flow. You either create the flow of your life and the flow of who you deal with and how you deal with them, what you do. You either create that because you have the choice, you have the power to do that. Whether you need to call on the spirit, whether you need to call on
Well,
yourself, whether you need to call on whatever you need to do. But at the end of the day, it's ultimately your volition, your willpower. And that's what creates the game
listen.
god. The game god is the one
Everybody
in
tell you.
control of the flow, not the one who was under hypnosis or under subjection to the flow.
In other words, when you're not playing somebody else's game and you learn, everybody tell you, listen, know yourself. It wasn't lying. But anything that everybody give you for free, nobody can respect.
So,
That means it's different levels.
yeah,
If everybody took everything for word, verbatim, verbatim, they'd be on a different plane.
right,
That would make you an alien.
right.
But everybody is so like they so used to being threat in order for them to do something. They got to lose something in order for them to want something different or
Mm,
to aim at something different. They got to have something taken. So
mm.
everybody is playing in a negative before they take a positive.
But why is
Everybody got
it
to stop. Just take a positive step.
why is it that gratitude is so fleeting?
Huh?
Why is it that gratitude, like you say, that someone has to have something stripped for them to truly appreciate? Why is it that gratitude is so vulnerable nowadays, or just period in human?
Nowadays,
Not just
because they
period,
hopeless. They
overall.
lost all the hope. They lost all the hope. It was they never had hope from the beginning, and when they did develop hope, it was accidentally, and it was somebody else. They had to follow, and after they followed somebody, they realized they got lost because it wasn't them. And once they got lost, they back to the drawing board.
Mm,
So now, the only way they can respond is that something is taken.
mm,
Just like I'm in here. I'm doing all this time. I had to lose it all in order to understand it.
hmm.
I'm like really, really embittered because everything I did was kind heartedly. But
Those
what
who,
I realized is and failed to realize my life and their life was on two different planes. I can only make them to look good for only so long. And then they gotta continue their life. You gotta let everybody be who they say they are. If they say they are, they're gonna have to learn that way. I was crippling people. I cripple people. When they say you a monster, you bad, yeah, I was bad because I was enabling people. As long as I was around, they weren't gonna be able to be a better person. They were gonna tell me everything I wanted to know and see. But listen, it wasn't them. And for those that was, well, they carried the torch. And the only thing they needed was just a little bit to carry theirs. Once you light the fire don't go out. It
right,
burns.
right,
They say just like a teacher. The teacher only want to touch one kid and bless one kid in the classroom so they can move on. And she gonna be good and feel that you know she did a good thing. That's all I've been doing is preaching,
mm,
teaching,
mm,
showing.
mm,
My heart day in day out the same.
mm,
It got so bad God took my only son away from me.
Mm,
because I didn't want to teach no more. I didn't want to help no more. I
mm.
wanted to shut down from the rest of the world because I couldn't teach and preach the things to the person I really loved the most, and that was my son.
Ooh, wee.
So now
Is
I'm
it
a
possible?
vessel.
Is it possible? Is it possible for someone to truly understand the Creator and understand gratitude and understand that immensity, that power of virtue, if they have it law? If someone has everything handed to them, is it even possible for them to truly
No,
understand?
it's not possible. It's not possible
Mm,
because we are all people, and we only as strong as what we go through. If you never go through something, how can you understand?
right.
How can you tell me an angle or something that you ain't never witnessed? That's just like somebody sitting there telling you, "Hey man, I never did this." Only thing he gonna do is be starry eyed, and the first thing he gonna do is try to jump in the fire, and it ain't gonna work out the way he thought it was gonna work out
Right.
because everybody thinking it is easy, and it's not. It's hard.
No, for real.
But you know what about the fire? It always goes out. It's just there ain't no telling when
You,
it's gonna go out.
you know, it's crazy. I've been going down a wormhole on entropy and like learning how qubits work. And qubits are measurements of uh, 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 quantum computation, meaning that like the way that a quantum computer functions. So,
Yeah.
long story short, without all the nerd shit, it, heat
You know.
heat causes more chaos in nature to where that things are not coherent, but coldness, low temperatures causes more harmony, more stability, less chaos, less decay. So the human body, we function off chemical energy, ATP, proteins, our whole metabolic structure of food and digestive system. That's a metabolic structure. So we function off chemical energy, and in our chemical energy is based on electrons, which are like the electricity within matter, right? And then outside of us,
Right.
in the quantum field, it's the light. Light is what governs everything, right? The photons.
Right.
But
That's
with yeah, within a matter structure, within a chemical organism, right? We defy entropy, meaning that our chemical reactions that happen in our body slows entropy down to where that we lessen the chaos around us and we don't decay, we don't return to the natural state and the natural flow of photosynthesis and growth and decay. Our bodies fight against that naturally, right? But
right.
within
Right.
the world, once we die, we entropy now takes over. That's why we decompose. Our bodies decompose because of entropy. But when we're alive, our cells regenerate and it fights against entropy. So where it's like just the human creation and human function of animals and all these living organisms defy the laws of nature that we know of to this day, and that creates our technology. We are like miraculous if you really think about it. And like and it's crazy because I forget where I was relating this to from what you said, but it's that temperature, right? It's the heat being over
Listen.
too much, over consuming, overdoing
One
too
minute
much
remaining.
causes too much chaos in a system. Naturally, this is
So,
laws, right? But the perfect
right.
amount, being cool, oh man, he's cool, he's chill. That is even symbolically and scientifically true to creating coherence, creating synchronicity in a system to where that it defies, yeah, it promotes life. So, bro, that
So
shit is trippy.
remember I
Like,
used to us. Remember I used to always tell you, balance is where you want to be at. You don't want to be happy. You don't want to be sad because you can heal it within the middle. You could overextend yourself or you could shorten yourself.
mm,
But if you stay in the middle, your body and everything, chemically, chemistry, everything could reform,
mm,
reproduce. We can't reproduce if we outstretch
right,
or we self-destruct.
right,
That's why I always say balance, man. Find the balance.
absolutely.
And and stay with a narrative, a target, and keep narrative and keep going.